Is this thing on?
Well, how's it going? We're back for season 2. Well, how's it going? Well, how's it going? I am... That was a terrible start. I apologise.
How's it going? Welcome back.
Well, how's it going?
Thanks.
That was terrible. That was so bad. Well, how's it going? Well, how's it going?
Well, how's it going? I'm not Ben, I'm Christian. I'm doing the intro.
Well, how's it going? Well, how's it going?
How's it going? We're back. Season 2.
That was good too. That was actually good.
Well, how's it going? My name is Christian Karamatic. I'm here with Ben Spiteri, Madison Phipps, who is now laughing at me for some unknown reason. And we are also here with a very special guest tonight, Sofia.
I hope I'm special.
Special. Very special.
You'll fit in very well here if you are. No, Sofia is basically our head of marketing at How's It Going podcast. She is the face and the name behind our recent rebrand.
We absolutely suck at it. So, God for Sophia.
Yeah, you put us in front of a camera, we're all right. You put me behind a computer, we can make it work, everything like that. But the marketing side of it, not so much.
Yeah, no. I gave it a red hot crack and we couldn't even get a logo for 6 weeks. So thank God for Sophia.
And everything we tried just stunk of AI.
Literally.
So yeah, we thought we'd get Sofia on to kind of talk us through, obviously, what's the sort of happened with the rebrand, how it all kind of came to be, what some of the psychology behind it was. And
I can't even believe it's that good.
yeah,
Like, it's
That's
so
nice.
good.
yeah, look, I mean, we're very happy with it. Obviously, we actually kind of feel somewhat professional now. Which is
I feel like our content doesn't match how good our marketing is.
Yeah.
And I feel like businesses struggle with the opposite.
Yeah, we just talk shit, but we have great marketing. It's brilliant.
Yeah, it's good. That's good. Fake it till you make it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I believe Maddy and Ben have done up some questions for Sofia. So we're going to put you under the spotlight a little bit, and we want to pick your brain. We want to get into the mind of the creative
Marketing
genius
genius.
behind the rebrand.
Well, thank you for the invite, first of all.
You're very
I
welcome.
love to be here. It's strange, actually, for me to be interviewed because I'm usually the person that interviews.
Yes.
Mhm.
I like to think of myself as a psychologist of companies and people because sometimes my job is about asking questions and
Yeah.
listening. So it's cool to be on the other side. So yeah, go ahead.
Well, they do say there's like a psychology behind marketing, like even to do with the colors and everything. There is a psychological aspect to it, I guess.
I felt like Sofia was our shrink when she interviewed us.
Yeah.
Well, like all human things, at the end of the day, brands are artifacts created for the people,
Yeah.
for humans to be, to understand a concept. So everything that is about, behavior is psychological at the end of the day. And when you, when I start to work with a business, typically my first task is to understand their level of awareness of themselves, because people think that being in business is just to create a product or perform a service, but it's way more than that. And there is the whole experience within the company and the purpose of the company that requires a certain level of awareness. Like a person can be more or less aware of himself, their behavior, what they communicate to the external.
Like Ben.
Ben is actually excellent. It's so straightforward. It's so easy to get.
He's been very quiet, though. I'm trying to bring him into the conversation a little bit.
No, that was fair.
Is it-
I was,
in a good way.
Say something.
hello. No.
We didn't even let him do the intro. That's how right it
He
is.
didn't want to. I didn't want to do it.
No, Christian did a really good job. I was taking all of that in. Like when Sophia talks, you listen.
No,
Oh.
you do have a very commanding presence when you speak. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. Just I had to have a crack at Ben. I owed him one.
But yeah, sorry, what was the actual question? I
Well
already
done,
started
Christian.
to go. I'm a bit, yes.
No, that one's my fault.
If I talk too much, please interrupt me.
No, I
Don't be
couldn't
silly.
resist the jab at Ben there. I had to have one. I've still owe Mads one from last episode as well, so there's going to be one coming. I'm just gotta pick my moment.
Wait, what?
I owe both of you a jab. You jab at me last episode.
Oh,
Don't
I
have one
can't
at
even
you.
remember what I said.
Oh my.
Oh my days! You made fun of how I pronounced the word
Oh,
brochure.
the last episode we uploaded, and I was like, oh, I thought it was pretty nice.
I know.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I thought he
Oh.
thought I made jabs at him when he wasn't
So
here.
much. Anyway, let's move
Yeah.
on to some
Sorry,
questions now.
Sophia.
We've just completely derailed the whole
Yeah,
conversation.
thanks,
I have, actually.
Christian.
That's
Thanks
entirely
for
my
that.
fault.
Really
That's okay.
appreciate
You
it.
are
That's
so welcome, Ben.
I was actually going to say I'm a terrible public speaker. And
So am I, but you wouldn't believe it when speaking to each other that we have problems there.
I like to write. That's how I think. I
Yeah.
write and then I realize what I'm thinking by writing.
Or is that what you've been doing with this Substack?
Pretty
Is that
much. Yeah.
It's like I'm only very new at looking at it, but it's like an essay.
You're talking my personal
Yeah.
Substack. It's actually a secret. Please don't check out my Substack. No, I'm kidding. No. No.
The panic in your face just
I'm
then.
kidding. No, it's not a secret. It's just an experiment.
Okay.
And it's
What's worked on me?
It's not connected to my firm, Adcraft, because I don't want to take responsibility.
Yeah, fair.
No, it's just yes, it's about sometimes when I tackle a subject in depth, I don't know what I actually am thinking really deeply until I actually start to write down.
Yeah, wow.
And sometimes it's a very long writing.
Yeah.
So I started to publish on Substack because I thought it's just a different platform with audience more interested in actually people who argument a little bit longer rather than LinkedIn, and with
That
a bit
might
of
be a
less.
good one for our friend over here.
I don't even know what Substack actually is.
Essay writing, I think. Sophia can probably explain it more to you, but it sounds like it's up your alley.
So, okay. Someone needs to explain to me what it is, because I know we've spoken about it before off camera, and I still don't fully understand what it actually is.
Well, it's like it's a platform that allows you to have a newsletter fundamentally.
Okay.
And the now it's a bit changed because it's open itself to video and podcast as well. So it's been in evolution, like all social media. Unfortunately, they never stay still for enough time, But the good thing about it is that I think there is lots of intellectual there, and intellectual in the sense that people who like the long formats and like to think deeply rather than the short format and the quick dopamine hit.
Yeah.
And I personally don't like the clickbait content and lots of, Instagram shorts that wants to really interrupt your day, really want to grab your attention.
You like intentional.
Intrusive. Yeah, like they want to be loud in the sense that they need to be controversial, but then they never go in depth enough.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm a person who likes to read long essays and long history sociological books.
Yeah.
So I guess Substack I thought could be a channel for me. In saying that, nobody reads me. So,
Well, now everybody's going to go read it.
well, yeah, sure. Go there and tell me what you think. Tell me how.
Because of Madison. That was Madison's
sorry.
fault.
I'm the queen of letting out other people's secrets when they don't know their secrets. So it's happened more than once.
I think it's happened more than once on this podcast.
Yeah, I know.
Anywho, you got some questions for Sophia.
Yeah. So probably first and foremost, how did you find yourself where you are in the job that you're doing? What interests you to get there? How did you get there?
Interesting question. Well, especially because when I grew up, I didn't even know that this was a profession. I still don't know what kind of profession it is. As I was saying before, I was like comparing it with psychology, but it's actually quite complex to define, as many profession maybe nowadays, because everything is changing, especially now with the advent of artificial intelligence. I think there will be lots of shift in the way people perceive their own career. Anyway, I'm already going down on a tangent. So I actually studied classical studies in Italy. I studied ancient Greek, ancient Latin in a university. I studied ancient history and sociology. And then I dived into journalism. I wanted to actually become an essayist because I like to write, and that was kind of like my dream, writing books, doing research, those sort of things. But on a side, I had a partner back then, ex-partner, who was a fashion photographer. And while I was at uni, I was going with him to do, photo shoots, and I was helping him out with art direction. I was assisting him, but I was learning a lot. And sometimes I was assisting him with editing of photos. So he taught me the basic of what are considered, graphic design programs, like how to be Photoshop, how to be Illustrator, whatever. And I developed a curiosity about it, especially about aesthetics, compositions, layout, editorial aesthetic and communication. And then when I came to Australia, I thought my English wasn't good enough to even try with journalism. I still was writing for some magazines about food and wine because wine is my other passion.
I was about to say
Yes.
you're Italian, so that's really on
Makes
brand.
sense.
Absolutely. um, and yeah, so the thing is, I was also a ghostwriter. Occasionally, I was writing biographies for other people, and that gave me the skill of the interview.
Mhm.
And especially, when you find yourself in front of a person that's trying to tell you a lot of things, because, think about yourself, like you have an album of photographs of your life, and somebody asks you, which one of these photos is you? Like, it's hard to pick one because it's it's an essence what you are, and it's never one, one frame. And when people talk about themselves, therefore they say a lot of things. And when you try to make it a story that you need people to care about, then you need to try to give it a sense, a meaning, a leitmotif. So it's not actually easy, and I'm not saying I'm good at it because I'm still learning. But my point is, from there to branding, I thought was kind of like a natural evolution. I also studied screen and media in Australia, um, which, but to be honest, it was more the experience of writing that gave me I think, the knowledge, not knowledge, it's a big word, the experience to take care of branding, because branding at the end of the day, it's really about self-awareness of a company and the positioning, in the sense of understanding what's the message you wanted to convey to the audience. Anyway, I'm talking too much.
No,
No,
that's good.
yeah.
I'm very interested.
To be fair,
I don't want to bore your audience to death.
trust me, if it wasn't interesting, we would have butted in by now and stopped you. I
I
promise.
was going to say, for
We're
all
not shy
three,
about
for
that
all
kind of thing.
three of us to be listening and
Yeah,
not talking, you've done well.
you shut all three of us up. No, it's. I think I personally find it really interesting. It seems like such a non-linear progression in terms of starting from sort of essaying and journalism into what you're doing now.
That's
Yeah,
what I was going
starting
to
a
say.
class
From
is
the
insane.
study of history to
Yeah,
doing what you're doing now is
Where
a
would the
massive jump.
evolution of that career have gone from studying that if you
Progress
went in
there.
that way?
I guess historian. I guess.
Well, I studied ancient Greek and Latin in high school because I was like a grammar school, like a prep school.
Yep.
Mhm.
At university, I was studying more like sociology.
Okay.
I was imaging. I always liked this idea of observing reality. I thought, I could be a journalist, literally talking about, society, an essayist, a columnist.
Yeah.
Then there was the other aspect of it, food and wine. As I was saying, I like culture. I think all the humanistic type of education that I had allowed me to be able to connect food and wine with Italian culture, European culture, and
Italians, food and wine. No.
yeah, well, it's an easy topic to write, obviously, and
In
to
Italy,
get
I can
passionate about,
imagine.
because I do like eating and drinking. But yeah, so pretty much that was the idea of career, but it changed very quickly anyway because my life was quite fragmented at the end. As a matter of fact, I was also a jailer in Northern Territory for a period.
Wow.
I did many type of jobs. I also been
You
a
are a
waitress.
woman of many talents, clearly.
Oh, I don't know talent. Talents, not talents, but curiosity.
Okay.
We'll put it this way:
many
me and
careers.
Madison, Ben's done a couple of jobs, and me and Madison are one-trick ponies. It's
I've had a ton of jobs.
did you not start as real estate agent when you
Yeah,
were
but
like
I've had
18?
like a job since I was 14.
Yeah, but okay, I worked at Domino's when I was 14 too. I'm not counting that. Talking about career progression.
Mine could have been career progression,
I've also been a waitress, which was an excellent job.
Yeah.
You're a waitress too,
I
technically,
was a
Matt,
waitress
aren't
as
you?
well. No, I've only just had one job according to Sarah.
Oh, I mean career-wise, Madison, come on.
Where were you? Was it in Australia? A waitress? or-
Yeah, while I was studying in Australia and also while I was studying in Italy. In Australia, I worked at Central CBD first.
Oh.
That was ages ago. But anyway, my point is, well, only people from Wollongong would know where that Central
Yeah.
CBD is. But anyway,
The
being
Italian
a
centre.
waitress is an excellent job because it really teaches you to pay attention.
It teaches you
Also,
people.
even like your language skills, like your English as well, you probably would have learnt so
Yeah.
much there as well.
Lots of practice. People always ask me where my accent from, and I was like, guess. majority of people will guess what? Scottish for some reason. Why?
That doesn't
Um,
even compute in my
Yeah,
brain.
yeah, I don't know if I would like it screams Italian to me, but Dom might say no. Yeah, okay.
Well, I'm Venetian technically, so my first language, it doesn't sound like the typical Italian idea of the American Italian, but also I'm almost in the border with Austria, so there's a lot
I
of
was gonna
influence there.
say, yeah.
But yeah,
There's
but
a bit of
nobody
attitude in the
ever
way
guessed
Dom said
Italian.
Northern.
They said Russian. They said,
Yeah, I
you
think
know,
there's definitely a little twang there
yeah.
of that, yeah. Was
Good
that right?
twang.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it was the right word. It just threw me.
Oh, so I'm gonna get bullied for twang now. Favorite, sorry,
Yeah,
we went off our tangent from waitressing.
Yeah.
Sorry.
What is your favorite restaurant in Wollongong and what is your favorite cocktail?
Oh boy, you put me on the spot here because I think at the moment is Santino.
Oh, okay, yeah,
Fair
very
enough.
good.
Cocktail, honestly, I don't drink cocktails. I never had a
Okay.
cocktail in my
Really?
life. Maybe I had espresso martini,
Yeah.
but that's it. No, I only drink wine.
What's your favorite wine then?
I like low intervention wine, which means ones that
Quite organic wine?
like spontaneous fermentation
Oh, okay, yeah.
without filtration,
Yeah.
possibly. In Australia, my favorite label is frankly, this wine is made by Bob.
Oh, okay.
Ah.
Look it up. It's very interesting, but
Okay.
it's not the normal wine that you would expect at a supermarket, which is more like a formula, like
Yeah.
sort of Coca-Cola, like, everybody. It's a long story here. I don't want to. We should do an episode
Oh,
about
episode
wine.
on wine.
I'll
We'll
come
wa-
back
We'll do
and,
a tasting.
While we
Oh,
drink it.
God.
absolutely.
We are not going to do a
And I'll
tasting.
tell you all I know about wine. So let's do that. Otherwise,
Okay,
we'll never
cool.
talk about
I'll
branding.
actually take you up on that.
Just crazy how much Sophia knows about wine. I drink to drink. Just basically.
No, not
I
you.
love wine.
It's like the kettle calling the toaster black Benjamin. But anyway,
Tara will drink anything as long as it's getting him drunk. So.
guys, I'm not actually an alcoholic. Stop making them think I'm an alcoholic.
You don't go to
We'll
the
talk to you on
meetings.
Tuesday after you get back from this bucks.
Yeah.
What do you do in the day-to-day life of a brand designer?
Good question. To be honest, because I'm also a business owner, I do so many things that are business related and administrative tasks, managing staff, those sort of things. But as a branding specialist, I would say I mainly read and observe. I spend a lot of time, an awful amount of time actually, on social media, which is a terrible thing, but it's actually a good way to just gauge how people think. And
So
where
do we
shit
though.
happens.
We do it for free.
Yeah, but I try to not just consume. I try to be active in the way I look at
Mhm.
things. I drink a lot of coffee.
Mm.
And I talk a lot as well with people. Although I don't like talking, as I was saying before, I prefer writing, but I speak a lot with other business owners, but also with my coworkers. I have arguments with my business partner, Ryan. Hi, Ryan.
He's 100% going to watch this back and he's going to go, what?
People laugh because I think it's like with you and Ben, like,
Yeah.
that hate-love relationship.
What took us back? So obviously when we went in, we met Ryan as well.
Yeah.
So Ryan, Sophia's obviously more, I think, the creative brain
Yeah.
behind the business, whereas Ryan does a lot more of the tech side behind the scenes.
Absolutely.
And it was just, I found it funny. You two were like polar opposites, but it complemented each other very, very well too in terms of what
Exactly.
you do. I thought it was great personally, but we'll see what I could have. Just for the record, Adcraft are still helping me with my business too, so I got to make sure I butter them up a little bit too on the podcast, just to make sure that they don't go posting, they don't go rogue on my social
Don't
media.
hack you
Yeah,
for a Bitcoin account.
they don't have to hack me. I've got access. They can go rogue on my socials. I post whatever they want. I'm going to make sure we keep them on board.
Oh, it's too funny.
But yeah, I'm a bit of a wild horse. Funny enough, my name is Cavalli, which means horses in Italian. Yeah, Ryan always complained about me being not very predictable in the way, I'm not super dutiful in my procedure. I always, diverge. And Ryan that likes to be very technical and,
Type 1, type 2.
Type A, type B. Yeah.
But we inspire each other. I like to think that.
Yeah. 100%. What is the biggest misconception people have about your job?
Oh, I think it's like for real estate, there's lots of prejudice. I guess every career has this suffers from certain type of prejudice, but some more than others. Like, I don't even know what to say when I do when I speak with people and they ask me like, "What's your job?" I typically say I work in marketing because branding is still not very clear. What is it? Sometimes I just say I'm a designer, which feels true to me because designing is about planning and thinking and strategize. So,
and would you say brands are probably more so like a very like brand personalities, probably more so with the evolution of social media and influencers and stuff like, would you say, or?
Yeah, absolutely. I also think it's associated a lot with products.
Yeah.
Because when a person think of brands, think Gucci, Dolce & Gabbana, we were talking about before, or anyway, Apple. Just recently, people started to think of branding as also for service providers, for instance, or podcast or media production. But in reality, branding always existed. Is probably even older than marketing. If you think about just the origin of the word, means the mark, right?
Yeah.
When they used to
leave them
burning their horses, but also the family stamps.
Yeah,
If you're
the
thinking about
crests or
Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
Houses.
Yeah.
Just to give a non-historical example. But this idea of recognition and association with what that symbol means. There is a whole idea that it's complex, but it's simplified by the symbol. But yeah, as I was saying, it's as a discipline, as a job, it's a bit hard sometimes to explain. So I just say, look, I work in marketing. People hate it because they hate marketers. They think, oh, these deceitful people that lies all the time. All right.
There you go.
I feel like that's kind of marketing at its core. It's not lying, so to speak, but it's conveying the truth that you want people to see.
Yeah.
It's in its very nature. It's not a truthful endeavor.
I was listening to a podcast the other day, and it said like 3 things when starting your business. If your brand could talk, what would it say? Like, what font would it pick when you like write on your stories or when you go onto Word and all these little things? And I'm like, it's a person. Like, they're treating like the actual brand like a person, and I guess that's why the psychological side definitely falls into it.
Yeah, well, the thing is, the idea of company branding was born because, a company is typically made by a lot of people. And, the branding is an artifact to represent the idea behind the company because you can't just have every single person to tell in their own words what the company is. So it's just an abstraction so people would understand immediately what the company is about.
The company is its own separate entity, right? Like from a legal point of view, it's a completely separate legal entity. It's like its own being.
Exactly.
So you've got to identify that being somehow. And
exactly. And from the pure technical idea of a economical bureaucratical existence and a symbolic existence through the logo and the recognition. Okay, that logo means this company. There is the aspect of the personality as well. Like lots of people say, oh, what's the brand archetype? It's this and that. What's the tribe of that company? The tribe is, I don't know, for instance, people who like luxury branding are people who care about aesthetic, those sort of things. It's actually complex, and I would probably talk hours and hours about this, but I forgot even what's the question, as a matter of fact. Sorry.
No.
You've got the questions in front of you.
No,
but I diverge. Yeah, I diverge so much.
No, that's okay. I think it was, what's the biggest misconception
about
about your job?
Oh, so you are still on topic then. The misconception is that it's not marketing just on its own.
Yeah.
And it's not that straightforward. It's just they make some nice looking photos and put them on social media. It's not that straightforward. There's a lot more to it.
Yeah. So for me, it's hard to explain what branding it is. Martin Neumeyer gave a fantastic definition of it. He says that is a gut feeling that people have about what's your brand about, and also
that's all right. I thought someone was drilling on the other side.
It's actually Ryan, probably, because he's probably finishing a discovery meeting. He's calling me to tell you
all about it.
Yes. But yeah, no. Sorry.
Go for it. Go for it.
Yeah, I was saying
we're good. We're good.
Yeah.
I don't even need to cut it. That was quick.
Yeah, that was good.
Then Martin Neumeyer gives this excellent definition about branding being a gut feeling, about what a brand is about, and that the brand at the end of the day is what they say it is, not what you are saying it is. Like marketing, in reality, it's a system, an ecosystem where of ways to reach out to your audience in the most effective way. It's not necessarily just communication; it's part of marketing. Branding is it's, I think, even a higher level. It's really about understanding who are the person you're serving, and how to create your audience in the first place, because how you are serving it must be unique than anybody else. And I think it's a
That's okay.
hard discourse, because now I'm talking about service providers branding, not product branding, so it's a bit too complicated.
Well, we can use that as a nice little segue, because I think the next set of questions you had on there was to do with our podcast and how you sort of came to our branding. So
to us, so
it's a good segue anyway. That'll help explain your point a bit better, because you can relate.
We'll use us as a case study.
Yeah, exactly right.
Enough about us, more about us.
Let Ben ask a few questions. He hasn't asked any questions
Ben,
yet.
would you like to?
Yeah, I was ready to go then.
Oh, sorry.
Ben, I would be honoured if you asked a question of Sofia.
I'm sorry. I was looking at the next one was what is the difference between a graphic designer and a brand designer, but you were leading into the ones that relate to us.
Yeah.
So I will jump past that one.
Yeah.
Sophia, when we first came to you about rebranding the podcast, what was the first thing that came through your mind?
Morons. Oh, sorry, no.
Who has a podcast?
Well, I was actually already a fan of the podcast, because I discovered it through social media, because one of my clients was actually in it, Daniel Simonetta from Convey. And I laughed so much. I thought, that's funny.
That guy gets mentioned on this podcast more than we do. Seriously, at this point, he's a resident. Seriously, you are welcome, Mr. Simonetta.
And coincidentally, about a week after you guys called me saying, you wanted some help to rebrand, and I was like, oh, how nice, especially because I really like the banter and how funny and witty you guys are.
It's a bit of our brand, really.
I'm not witty. I'm an introverted person, so
yeah, we don't even know what we haven't got a single drop of blood of introvert. I don't think.
I envy that.
We are very extrovert. Before you designed anything, what did you need to understand about us and the podcast?
Well, I like to be practical and typically think of the commercial outcome people want as well, and about connecting people with the right audience. When I was saying before, you got to create the audience. What does that mean? It means that it's not about, maybe a while ago was still working that you just shout out a product or a service and people just come to you because your doors are open. But nowadays it's a bit more complicated than that. Consumer have become more sophisticated, and
we have the internet.
Exactly. And they really want to align with a brand. Also, as I was saying, it's very different between product and services, because products are something tangible that people can try and then comment, maybe
and decide there and then if they like it or not.
And I suppose it's even harder because we neither offer a product nor a service. We basically just sit here and talk shit.
Exactly.
Service, how do you market that?
Yeah. Service is very abstract and potentially sounds all the same. Like, real estate service provider, like how is your work different from Ben's, for instance? What's your input? What's your approach?
Well, I'm much better. So
then from there we could.
I'm uncomfortable.
Well,
all right.
That's cockiness, isn't it? It's also good.
Just like forgot.
See, that's what she does. She's psychoanalyzing you now. Bang.
But yeah, then we could even, talk about personal branding, especially when it's about this type of service. The podcast, it was even another type of challenge because it's a media product, it's an entertaining product. So there is the service is actually just to connect with people that want to hear the conversation you're bringing forward. But even then, you still need to understand what is that perspective? What is that vibe you want to communicate? Because obviously people, when they come across to your podcast, they're going to love it because it's great. It's witty and intelligent and smart, and you talk about very helpful thing as well. So people cannot not love it. But the idea of branding is to, when people come across you, to immediately convey a sense of, oh, this is interesting. Let me just pause for a moment and look at it.
I do remember early on you were saying to us, like, what's the end goal from this? And I remember sitting there, I remember actually having a conversation with Mads about it, and we were saying we don't really want to be podcasters per se. It was more of just actually being able to have a wider reach. And it was trying to come to that realization that what was the end goal? How are we going to get there? And then obviously, how are we going to brand that as well?
Yeah, absolutely. I wasn't sure if it was a good thing to mention, but yes, like you wanted to also have your personal branding within it, which is a smart way. The best thing to address your profession, I think, because as I was saying before, how do a person know what real estate agent they want to go with? If like getting the chance to knowing you through the podcast,
especially if they haven't met you, there's only so much a signboard and a realestate.com ad could say about someone besides a little picture in the corner.
That's where Ben gets let down straight away, that little photo in the corner.
Oh,
one thing that crossed my mind, this wasn't a question on that I'd written down, but do you find it hard to be passionate and excited and creative about a brand or a product or something that someone wants to come and work with you that you just like aren't interested in?
No, I'm interested in everything.
Okay.
Like every industry. I've been working a lot with NDIS recently, healthcare, mortgage brokers. For some reason, I have lots of clients that are mortgage brokers. I even won recently an award for a web design of Dandelions. Look it up. It's a good website. Anyway, my point is, no, I'm always interested. I think there is that's the interesting part of my job, is to find what's worth it to talk about. In every brand. What I liked about your podcast was the fact that you guys are not going down that trend of creating urgency and fear into people, because obviously property is a very exploited topic in Australia. I could think at least of 5 podcasts on top of my head that I'm not going to mention, but that are very clickbaity, but also very, they're really...
They prey on people's fear at the end of the day. It's a very fear-inducing topic for a lot of people. It's very stressful. It's very anxiety-inducing, and it's very easy to hijack those emotions.
Exactly. And also sensationalize things.
Big time.
Polarize opinions, attract attention in a way that it's that lack of, depth and also genuinity. I like the fact that you guys are genuinely free professionals, friends as well, that have interest and
I was waiting for a comment. I was waiting. It didn't come.
I was about to say hardly.
Neither of them, but I thought one of you was going to bite there for sure.
Well, there is, I think, come across to me that you guys are really interested and you wanted to talk about the topic in a way that is a real conversation without sensationalism behind, without self-interest and without vanity. And that's what I also try to convey with the branding. One thing is, if I could say it in one word, would be elegance. And if you think of the etymology of the word elegance, it's from the Latin eligere, which means to choose, to discern. And the idea is to discern with taste, so express a sense of taste. And that's to reconnect what I was saying before. I think lots of property podcasts in Australia, they do lack of taste. They do lack of discernment. They do lack of elegance, therefore. And what I wanted to convey with your, choosing your colors and typography and the style for you, it was that sense of being very considerate.
Pretty much answers the next question as well. I was going to say, what did you pick up in our personalities that influenced the branding? But that pretty much gave it to us there.
Sorry, I talk too much.
No,
No,
it was good.
So Sophia did pretty much psychoanalyze us when we first came in. I remember. I still remember there was a
know.
photo she had, and she had photos representing all three of us, and she pretty much hit the nail on the head with all three of us.
It was really funny because it wasn't till like after Sophia had said what she thought about us that I like looked at you guys in a different light to how other people would perceive
I feel
you.
like when you know or when you've dealt with someone for a long period of time, you have a preconceived conception. But when
Yeah.
you hear someone
fresh
giving that same
and
I
God
don't
was
know,
she complimentary.
it was she
My
was very
God.
kind.
She was
very
far
kind to
too
all
nice
of us.
to us.
It is very. Anyone's got to be kind looking at Christian's head, but
There
anyway.
it is. He's back. Good. We got him out of
Woke
his
him
shell
up.
a little bit. We've woken him up. A little quick jolt. He's back. Good.
I like Ben Larrikin energy.
That's all he's got usually.
Oh gosh, Christian's had a bad day, I think.
No, I've actually had a great day. I've missed you. We haven't
I
recorded.
haven't missed you.
I've been gone for a while. We haven't recorded together in a long time. It's
Sorry about that, Sophia.
Ben has a lot of resentment towards me. He also had to play in goals for our soccer team while I was gone to cover me while I was.
No, I just was frustrated
Gotta be some
seeing
more
you for the
coverage
first
in
time
the
when
goal.
you came home. But anyway,
But say he's got more coverage.
Yeah, because he's got longer limbs.
this is really going off tangent now.
Anyway, let's get back to the professional in the room, which is Sophia.
Well, another thing I like to say is that I liked about you guys is the fact that not just because you value branding, it's because you value curation, which I always think it's a sign of respect. There is lots of companies out there, big or small, that they just put a bunch of things out there. They write their content with ChatGPT, but it's not even about ChatGPT. It's about, even if they were writing themselves, they don't actually want to take the time to think about what do I actually want to say? Why am I actually doing this? What value am I bringing to the people? And lots of providers, they might say, oh, but I'm providing a service. Of course, but that's the minimum standard to be in business, to provide a service. There is more than that. There is the whole experience. I like the fact that you guys had the humility, but also the care of being like, okay, we started this podcast as friends. I was just, wanted to try out. Oh, sorry, that
The phone's going off again.
Yeah, and I was saying that you started this podcast, and you did your own logo and everything, and there's nothing wrong with that. We're starting with the smallest viable market or the smallest viable product, but there was a point where you guys were like, okay, let's think of how we can actually give to the audience as an added value. And it's not just about having colors or a nice logo. It's about the act of being considerate and caring about what people think about you and what how you can improve yourself. And I like that about not many businesses or organization.
Yeah, well, I think that comes back to, I think, all of us working for more a family brand. Christian working with his dad, who's had long-term success, working with my dad, who it's not been an overnight, success, even though they're all very successful. But I think a lot of the people that Ben and I work with are really caring and family orientated and honestly take so much care in what they do and how they're perceived by other people.
As you said that and talking about ChatGPT, the first thing that popped into my mind, it seems to be a really popular thing at the moment, is a lot of people using ChatGPT. I call it slop for their advertising. Like they'll just put in, and you can tell it was done by ChatGPT. And it's just that level of, why would I reach out to you for a service when
you're reaching out for something to do the service?
Yeah, something like that. I don't know. I feel like that something like that leaves a bad taste in some people's mouths when you can see that there's no care factor associated with.
You'd probably even rather just a little bit less of a well done job, just with the care that someone's gone to do it, rather than just put it into an automating program and Bob's your uncle type of thing.
Yeah, absolutely.
Straight to purple bricks.
Well, some people would say that it's about efficiency, about being fast and being busy. So and I don't know. I don't want to judge people that use ChatGPT. I don't think we know yet in what extent AI will come to people's life. But yes, I agree with you that the point is it's putting thoughts into something. I think shows the way you also work, because a service provider who does a service, whether it's a physiotherapy or whether it's a mortgage broker, you know, you may have noticed that the service is the same, but the outcome sometimes is completely different from a provider to the other. And what's
Yep.
the difference is the person doing it, like how much they put attention in details, how much they are self-aware, because self-awareness is so important. Like even as a person, you grow up because you think about yourself, like why I chose this, why, where am I going?
Yeah.
And those existential questions, they seem very abstract and useless, but in reality is what give your life direction and, meaning, but also effectivity in life. And the same thing is for a business.
I think it touches very nicely in the point you made earlier about obviously a company itself is its own separate entity, right? It needs its own brand, its own image, its own personality. But when you're dealing especially with smaller, sort of in our cases, I guess, family sort of businesses or those sort of smaller scale businesses, ultimately those personalities of those brands are tied directly to the people behind them. What quite often is one or two people standing behind them, and that's where that personality comes from. And that's kind of what sets them apart from other people. So as much as, that whole branding and the company and the entity itself is separate to the person, a lot of the time it's, pretty heavily tied to the person itself.
Yeah, absolutely. You can apply branding to everything, even a city.
Yes.
Very true.
Yeah.
I had some more
Oh.
probably. Oh, sorry.
No, you go. You go.
No.
No. No, you go. You had it.
Oh, I was just going to say that these are probably more quick fire questions, more so again back to branding. But how much do you think color influences the way people perceive brand?
I love this question because I see so much articles around, probably also written with ChatGPT, about like, the psychology of colors. Blue means trust. Red means energy. And I'm like, wow, this is really simplifying things. In reality, I mean, colors are not just primary colors, and it's true that color conveys a feeling, convey a vibe, but, the red of your branding, for instance, a crimson is a desaturated red. Red. It's thinking about food because I didn't have dinner tonight and lunch, actually.
I'm always thinking about carbs.
I love carbs. Luckily for me, I'm not allergic to gluten. Otherwise, I would probably suicide.
Poor Ben's wife. She's celiac.
Yeah.
Oh, it's terrible.
I feel like it'd be even more cruel for an Italian, though. Imagine being
Well,
Italian.
apparently in Europe, a lot of people who can't eat gluten can have it over in Europe. Is like not like the bread and stuff over there is a lot.
Oh, we did find a lot of gluten-free options. She had the best pasta she's ever had in Italy.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm surprised.
I can't remember where it was. We had to pull over in the middle of nowhere. It was like luckily we were driving from Pisa to somewhere, I can't remember now, but stopped, and this was the smallest little cafe. You wouldn't have picked it, and it was all gluten-free, and she cried eating it.
Oh,
It was
that's
the best
beautiful.
pasta she's ever had.
Yeah, that's really beautiful. I guess lots of restaurants starting to adapt to this, I think, lately. But I know a few traditional places in Veneto where I come from that if you are vegan or gluten free, they would just
Point to
See you
the
later.
That is true blood Italian right there.
And I'm not joking. We're like, anyway, sorry. No, color is it's a bit reductive to say yes. Color psychology is important, but you need to look at the context and the shade, like shade. Yes.
Yeah.
Also, there's multiple aspects. There's color palette. There is photography. There is typography. That's not much branding as more it is visual identity. It's a system that is composed by different aspects and include also the type of language you use. If you go for photography rather than illustration, it's a bit complicated. But anyway, it's also funny how visual identity identity come from the Latin idem, which means identical. So it's the opposite of uniqueness. And the idea of visual identity is that people will know you through association of repetition of the same thing over and over. In reality, we should
Keep
call
looking
it
at the
more.
logo. Keep looking.
in reality, we should call it more visual personality, in my opinion, because that's what it is. Like you are communicating a personality through visuals, which again is that gut feeling that people have when they see you. So, for instance, I design your logo and your visual identity system to look, as I was saying, elegant, the opposite of loud, the opposite of flashy, to give that kind of editorial, classic cinema type of vibe, and even that 90s nostalgia retro look. We talked about the reason why that was matching your guys' personality and style. But anyway, my point is that's why I would call it visual personality, because at the end it's about conveying. It's like when a person dressed in a certain way, other than another, they want to express something and want to give. Although a person is obviously complicated, but still you can convey the essence just by a haircut or the choice of clothes and such. And the people who don't even think about it, that's what I meant. They may say, "Oh, I don't care about it, and I don't care what people think." But at the end of the day, I think it's a lack of how do you say, a lack of
lack of
care.
understanding, probably.
Yeah, and a lack of wanting to understand yourself better, and to I think it's nice when you go through a process of self-knowledge.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
Well, there's a
Self-discovery.
conspiracy theory that a celebrity only rises to fame after they give themselves like a color. So I don't know, like Billie Eilish is always blue, Olivia Rodrigo is always purple, and like different stars creating to different colors or signature haircuts type of thing. So as soon as they assign themselves to a color or a haircut, they rise to fame. There's a whole deep dive into it. You've got to look into it.
Kristian's is a skin fade.
It's actually very interesting, I think, because you're mentioning
Tom's fault.
sorry, what you mentioned, Billie Eilish. What was
Billie
it?
Eilish and blue.
We're talking about the importance of color. So I think to sum it up nicely, it's important. Yes, color does convey meaning, but it's reductive to think that color is the sole source of meaning. You can't,
I think in those situations, the most important thing is whether the color suits the person, skin tone and style in the way that what's the word in English? Sometimes I can't think of it.
Color theory? No.
Yeah, no, color theory, but in the way that flatter the person.
Yeah.
Sometimes people, for instance, they don't like to care about fashion or thinking about why I'm gonna wear this blazer rather than other than something else. They don't like to think about it because they don't like that feeling of being uncomfortable, of thinking, asking themselves those questions.
Yeah.
But in reality, yes, the celebrities, they have to do that because they are public figure. They need to communicate. They are doing communication. And again, the purpose of communication is to be understood quicker. That's the same purpose for businesses, even for a person, as I was saying before. If you go to a job interview and you go dressed in your PJ, I mean, probably, the person who's interviewing you will be like, why this person is wearing a PJ? You don't want that confusion. Yeah. You wanna give people a sense of, whether you're going there with a blazer in a very formal clothing or whether you're going more, sport-like. You want to give the person who's looking at you an immediate sense of who you are.
Yeah. And safeness, I guess, as well. Like knowing I don't know where I'm going with this, knowing what to expect type of thing.
Exactly.
Yeah.
No, you said something actually very, very intelligent, because the thing is, expectation is also very important in branding, because if you give the wrong expectation to people, they will be disappointed. Yeah. For instance, if your visual identity look very cheap, okay, but then your pricing is premium, people will be puzzled.
Yeah.
On the other side, like on the other way, like if you are looking super premium because you have lots of gold colors in your brand, whatever, then people inquire and you have super cheap price. We're like,
well, that was alluding to the next question, because it was, can two businesses offer essentially the same service or product, but one feel more premium?
Well, absolutely. That's the idea. That's the idea of positioning. You want to give people that expectation about what the service, what level the service is going to be. So definitely you can do that. How you do that? Well, kind of like typing in what's the inner world of your audience, because when you say premium, depends in what industry we're talking about.
Yeah, correct. Like nappies can be premium, like lipstick, like any single item you're talking can
exactly. So you need to know what's your audience ideal premium, and they have a specific visual inner world in their mind of what's premium, and you need to match in sense of alignment with colors, typography. You can do it in photography, you can do it in many ways. In general, though, I can say that to convey a sense of premium service or product, you would want to apply restraint.
Mm-hmm.
The more things you add, the more complicated you make it, the less premium it looks like, because premium per se needs to be associated with the idea of scarcity or uniqueness, or something anyway that is, thought through and not too much. Sorry, I'm not very good at expressing.
No, I completely get that.
You explained that
Yeah.
perfectly, Sophia. Don't stress.
What do you think about trendy marketing versus like timeless, and what do you think makes something timeless?
Another good question. I can say that I am not a person who really work with trends.
Mhm.
Or better, I pay attention to trends, but I always try to do something classic,
Mhm.
following the classic aesthetic rules. It's like, it's like when you watch movies, there are different way to tell a
Establish an
story.
era, or
But there is like a core of the storytelling that must be there.
Mhm.
And if you get the foundation wrong there, then it's not gonna last, and
Yeah.
people just gonna be confused about it. But yeah, anyway, I'm not particularly interested in following trends, because
They
obviously as marketing tactics, you might want to follow a trend occasionally if it works. But in terms of branding, no, I always try to create something classic.
Yeah.
And classy. Why not?
classic.
classic, all the same.
Well, that was all my questions.
Cool.
You
Ben,
nailed those. No. Well done, Mads.
I thought you guys did the questions together, Ben.
Oh, no, it was all Mads. I read a couple of her ones.
No,
I'll be
that's
honest.
okay. That's
She
okay.
she did very well with the
Well,
questions.
Sophia, thank you so much for coming on the podcast. We really appreciate it.
Well, thank
And
you.
a massive thank you for all your assistance with our
Everything.
branding. I don't know.
Absolutely.
I know Christian's a paying customer, but I don't know how you would deal with him on a longer
You
basis.
couldn't pay me to deal with him.
Yeah, so I
Whoa.
feel for you on that part as well. But
I know.
That was,
No.
And I'm not on my wit's end.
I haven't even been here. This is the first time they've seen me
also
properly.
so nice.
I think
So thank
it
you
was
very
one of those things that I didn't really know what to expect. Like, when you go,
Yeah.
you a lot of services
I
or
didn't
something in
realize
life,
how
you
much
didn't
like
went into
went
it.
into it.
The amount of prep work that we did and the planning that you put forward was honestly nothing like
asking
I
the
expected.
questions, and I didn't understand. I think also with what you were asking us and what you were asking of us was going to end. How it was going to
I didn't
relay,
understand
and it
the
did.
meaning behind the branding at all. I just thought like a typical,
Yeah.
hey, yeah, you slap this on. This is
your
this is
your
what's going to
logo,
look
yeah.
good, and that's it. Whereas there was a
I didn't really understand what was going to go into it.
creating the mindset and stuff behind it was a very eye-opening
Very
experience for
clever.
myself.
Well, thank you very much. I'm smiling because I hear this often, that people are very puzzled about my question at the beginning. Like, oh, what, she's asking this question, but it gives me like, it's not because those answers will ended up being said in the
Yeah.
brand. It helps me to understand
Yeah.
the core of the communication.
I
And it
felt
was
I
so
felt
hard.
better understood than
Ben's
before
going
we
to start
started.
paying you as a therapist.
Marriage counseling.
Wow.
That one was
Wow.
Don't bring Tegan into this.
Oh my gosh.
We nearly walked away with 8 logos as well. We could not pick one. We couldn't pick one
Yeah.
color scheme.
Yeah, she
Every
gave
single one of
She
them
gave
were-
us a lot of
They
really
were
good options,
fantastic.
and we struggled to actually settle on one, which
Yeah.
I think says a lot.
We could have gone away. I want
I think
all
you
of
two, you two pushed towards the one that we went. For some reason, I remember going for the other one, the
Yeah.
first option, but I still really like where we ended up.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Well, this is the problem. They were all good options, so
Yeah.
kind of. You almost wish you kind of wish Sophia would have given us some shitty options so that it made it easier.
Yeah.
But there were none. They were all good
Yeah.
options. So you kind of go, well, shit. How do I choose one?
How am I
now?
going to pick
Yeah.
the best of the really good?
Yeah.
Thank you. It makes me cry.
Well, the work speaks for itself. Here it is. It's at the end of the day, if you want to testament to what Sophia's capable of and what she can do. Here it is.
And if you are looking to do a rebrand yourself or get an understanding, that Adcraft, that is who you should be reaching out to. We will be tagging them.
Yes.
I don't know how Spotify works, and we're tagging them in the comments below.
I don't think it works on Spotify. I think it's more on the socials.
YouTube. Okay, link in description box below.
Yes.
I can do YouTube.
It'll be on the socials. There are local based companies too in Wollongong as well.
Do you do out of like Zoom or you mostly like in person?
Well, we are working Australia wide.
Yeah, okay.
I mean, there's no limitation nowadays. Obviously, it's better in person, but
Yeah.
you know. But I wanted to say, actually, it was pretty easy to do your guys' branding. Like, it was an easy job in the sense that you gave me plenty of material. Obviously, the podcast itself is a fantastic idea to brand, and also. The name was fantastic. How's it going? Like I rarely,
me, baby.
It took us so
encounter
long.
a company with such a good name. You know,
It
so
took
I'm
us so long to settle.
We did have.
Well, it's
we
so
had
good that
many an
Domain
argument.
has stolen it. So,
Yeah,
Yeah, that's right. I forgot about
well, our
that.
hat's right there. So Domain, the real estate.
we'll show you those after.
Yeah, we'll show you
Yeah,
after.
yeah,
They've
good luck.
They've
co-opted it.
gone to house going, not going.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you must register it because it's
We didn't.
it is. It would help. Yeah, and then we might be able to get some royalties out of it.
Sell it to them for a buck.
Pretty penny.
But yeah, it's a very witty name, and name are so important. And
Yeah, it was funny because when we were, I don't know if I've ever said this on the podcast, but when we were brainstorming names, we were trying to go for something like a bit raunchy, that it was going to be like,
What were you saying? House Hub or something?
yeah, like I was thinking that was, again, probably more clickbaity or something like that, that was going to people be like, oh, what's this? That's kind of more the
No,
way
but-
we were.
No, there was one that was really raunchy. We thought it was funny, but we're like, it's probably too much. What was it? It was Curbside Confessions or
That's
something
it.
like that.
Yeah.
It was going to be more so
It's
like
like-
us telling the secrets of real estate and, behind the scenes, that it was like curbside confessions.
And that just made us sound like hookers. So we just thought that's probably not a good
better
idea.
not do
Yeah,
that.
that's it.
No. Anyway, on that really stupid note, I think that's probably a good time to wrap it up. Sophia, thank you
Thank
again
you
for the
so
branding,
much.
for
Thank
coming on the
you.
podcast. It's been a pleasure having you on the show.
And you can probably do our exit word. You get to do, because you're Italian. I
I would love to come back to talk about wine.
Yes, we are. We're
Yes.
definitely coming back to
We'll
our
have to do.
one.
We'll
But
do a
we'll
tasting.
go to like debutante or something. And we'll
Oh,
record an
we keep
episode there.
saying this. Shut
I
up.
know,
We're not
we
gonna
should.
do it.
We
We're
can
never
go.
going to do it.
No,
we
but
keep
we'll
talking
record
about
there.
it.
But we could do a wine tasting at debutante. We
Oh,
can
Well,
record
no,
it.
upstairs is Debbie's now, so get with it.
I don't
Oh,
fucking know.
I like that.
Yeah, we can go
Anyway.
to Debbie's. All right.
Sophie, you can wrap us up. You can say the magic word, as Maddy called it.
With my Venetian accent.
Yes.
How's it going?
Perfect.
times this episode.
Perfect.
Why are you hitting me?
I don't know. It just like seems funny.
Anyway, on that note, ciao.
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 That was so good.
You know,
Everything presented in this podcast is for information and entertainment purposes only, and all advice is to be considered general in nature. It does not take into account your personal circumstances and financial objectives. Please consider if this advice is right for you and look to consult a financial professional.